Hi, I'm Jan,
And I'm Debbie.
and this is the Villages 365. We are going to talk about our favorite things today. Mostly about our life, things we do and like, and what we like about the villages. I was going to sing a few of my favorite things, but I can't sing like Julie Andrews can, so I'll just spare you that one. So these are not in any particular order, but I was just jotting these down. One of my favorite things is the Nancy Lopez Golf and Pro Golf Shop. Um, the 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 golf shop has tons of clothes and more women's clothes than the other pro shops have, and I'm pretty sure Nancy has something to do with that. And again, the restaurant that's attached to it, or yeah, kind of attached to it, is good, and the course is wonderful. I mean, it's a fun course. We play it a lot, but we like it. So that's kind of one of my favorite things.
One of my favorite things, I know you'll find this shocking if you've watched any of our videos, would be tennis.
I am shocked.
So I do play tennis several times a week and all of that. And so I play tennis up in Ocala in Gainesville. That's where some of my tennis is. And then I play some tennis here in the villages. I play on the hard courts. I play on the soft courts. So I really do enjoy my tennis here. I enjoy a lot of the people that I've met through tennis. It's a great tennis community, and so that is one of my favorite things.
And tennis clothes are pretty cute.
They're cute, but apparently you're not supposed to substitute them for golf skirts,
No,
but whatever.
too short. Okay, let's see. My next one is my cart. I love my cart. I'm just gonna say it. I have a Yamaha gas cart with a Quiet Tech. And we also have a Park Car electric that we just got the new batteries in. So we will see if we can really go 60 miles. I'm thinking no, but that's what they advertise. But going around in a cart is pretty stellar.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And for me, I would say my friends, obviously, that I've made, like we met on the golf course, my friends, and my friends through tennis, but also the thing that I like, that I found interesting with the friends that I met through tennis in particular, is that, because I see them several times a week, is when you start to talk to some of the people and learn what some of their stories are. Because one of my favorite things, and we also do this with golfers and stuff like that when we're on the course and we're, set up with another couple or whatever. But I think it's super interesting to hear what people did. I always say, what did you do in the real world? Because we kind of don't live in the real world. So I'm always curious, and it's so interesting to hear some of the stories that people have and what they did for a living and what their lives were about. And so, because, you figure we've all lived a decent amount of life at this point. And so it's really, really interesting to learn about all the different people that live here. You would be shocked. There's professional athletes. There's parents of current professional athletes,
professional singers and musicians and people that have owned big companies and
lawyers that have handled some pretty important cases. I mean, it's just really cool. So anyway, so if you do move here or you do live here, I would encourage you to ask others about themselves, because you might learn that there's some really cool people here.
Well, and that goes into the squares. When you sit down at the square in a chair, there's somebody right next to you, and you just start talking, and then you get to know someone. And we have a couple in our neighborhood that we tell them they always bring home strays, because all of a sudden there's a new person in our group, a new couple. Well, what did you meet? Oh, we found them on the square at Sumter, and so they're just real friendly people, and they talk to everybody, and I just think that's a cool thing. That's a very favorite thing. My next one is my house. I really like my house. We've remodeled it 3 times. We finally, I think, have it the way we want it. But I am married to a man that likes to do stuff like that. So we'll see. I think it's kind of almost done. It's a good location. We have really good neighbors. We live on a golf course, which is hours of entertainment. And we like our location. And so, yeah, I mean, we've stayed in this house longer than any house that we've ever lived in. So, like my house.
One of my favorite things is my husband.
I didn't have mine down there.
I have been enjoying. It's interesting because you worry when you retire. So this is going to be a common thing that people are going to say. I don't know how we're going to handle retirement. My husband, like I did this, and my husband did. I don't know what I'm going to do if he's here 24/7 and all that stuff. I will say it's definitely was an adjustment because my husband's always home. I'm always on the run, so I don't get a lot of home time without him here, which is fine because he's adorable and I'd like to keep him.
Cute.
So, but yeah, I do. I enjoy spending the time with them because we actually are a lot more relaxed than when we were working. I think when you're working, it's like, well, how was your day? And now we've actually had time to enjoy each other. So that's one of my favorite things.
Okay, I'm going to jump on that one because, yeah, that's not in my notes. One of my favorite things is my husband. Now, the weird thing about our life together is he traveled a lot. Sometimes I saw him on Monday morning and then Friday night. And so when we retired and came down, he retired, I guess, he's in the house all the time. And I love him dearly, but I was kind of used to my own schedule and doing my own thing. And we're in year 3. I think we're finally kind of getting
in sync
a little bit. I still encourage him to maybe go play golf with the guys.
Jan shops him out. Let's be honest. Jan shops him out. You need some repairs done to your house? You want to build something? Well, how about if Mark comes over and helps you? He'd be happy to.
Yeah, I pretty much pimp him out. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you just need that me time. I'm just saying. So yeah, that's one of my favorite things too. That must have been on the other page I can't find. Okay. Is it my turn?
Your turn.
Let's see. The weather. I mean, you can't say too much about the weather. Does it get hot in the summer? Yes. You go in the shade or you go in the air conditioning. It's not horrible.
But nights are beautiful.
And the nights cool down. Yeah, the nights cool down. It's real humid in the morning. And then the sun comes up and kind of burns off that humidity and a breeze comes up. But the nights here in the summertime are surprisingly nice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get a little breeze and you think, no, this can't be Florida. But you can't beat this weather for the winter. And I grew up in Iowa, which can be very cold. I was just there that last week. And I also, with that, you can bike and jog and walk and do all sorts of things all year long.
And I have to say, one of my things that just in general ties in with that, so I'll just say it now, is riding in the golf cart. As Jan said, it's fun to go everywhere in the golf cart. But my thing is, I actually enjoy the summer evenings because less people are out, and the temperature is just perfect. Yeah. It's like a beautiful time for a ride in the golf cart, in my mind.
Right, and along with that, another favorite thing are the sunrises and sunsets here. Yeah, they're beautiful. I mean, we had a cabin in Minnesota. The sunsets were beautiful there, but it's the clouds.
Nothing spectacular to them.
And our grandson one time called them cotton candy. And I never thought of them that way. And it's beautiful. And we like to putz around and just kind of look at houses, people's landscaping. And it's very relaxing.
It is. It's very relaxing. So my next one would be the amount and the location of the courses. So where we are located anyway, we can probably get to 6 of the championship courses within 15 minutes. So I love that about where we live. And I like that we have, so all of the courses except for 3 have 27 holes. So the nice thing is you can make your 18, like I could play one golf course and make 3 different 18s out of it. I could play Glenview and play, Stirrup to Fox or Fox to Torrey, and then Torrey to whatever, Stirrup or whatever. That's not the order they go in. They're in alphabetical order except for like 2 courses. But anyway, but that is one of my favorite things about living here is that even though there's 13 championship courses, you can actually kind of turn that into a lot more based on the 9s that you play.
I've had a cough today, so we've been interrupted in between my coughing spasms. Another one of my favorite things is the location of the villages. Being in the middle of the state, we can go to Tampa, hour and a half, 3 lanes. So you're at that coast, which is gorgeous and beautiful, and there's lots of fun things to do in Tampa. You can go down a little farther and hit some more beaches. and then you can all the stuff along the East Coast. It's another hour and a half over that way. You have to go to the forest, through the forest to go through some of that, which is kind of cool too, going through the forest.
It's pretty.
But it's a nice location. I mean, if you lived on one side all the time, I don't know if you'd really go to the other side. I mean, if you lived on the water, you would probably stay on the water. But Orlando's there, Disney, that we don't go because Mark doesn't like to stand in line. But the grandkids are coming up to an age that we might have to go. But anyway, I like the location.
Yep. And with that, I mean, one of my things was the beach. I love Clearwater Beach. It's one of my favorites, and that's probably just around 2 hours. Tampa. We've also done like St. Augustine. That's a really cool place to go.
We did that together. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too far. Another thing that I like as far as the location, to go in with Jan's thing, is if you like to cruise, like we've done where we've driven to Fort Lauderdale, parked our car, gotten on a cruise ship, done a cruise, and then you get back off, and no matter how much junk I've collected on the trip, all fits because it's going to go in my car. I don't have to worry about flying home and all of that. So it's a great location for cruisers too, because we've got Port Canaveral, which is right there. Tampa's got a port, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and I think Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken, might even have a port up there. So anyway, so great place if you're a cruiser, great location for that. One of the things I like to do, okay, I'm going to nerd out here on you, is my crafts. So I love to craft, and so I have plenty of time to do that. Well, not plenty of time, but I squeeze it in.
She makes time.
I squeeze it in. I like to paint. I'm dorky. I like to paint. I like to cross stitch. I just got a new Cricut for Christmas, so I'm doing that. So anyway,
I'm excited.
I know. I love to do all my crafty stuff. So anyway, so that's me nerding out. I love to craft.
I am the recipient of some of her craft, and it's very good. She could actually do that for a living.
Yeah.
My craftiness is about, I can't even tie a bow. So that's how crafty I am. If she's going to go nerding out, I'm going to nerd too. This has nothing to do with the villages, but one of my favorite things is my Dyson products. I love my Dysons. And that's just, I have about everything they've made. And everybody teases me about my Dysons.
Well, Mark's got really thick hair. You need a big blow dryer.
Yes, he has COVID hair. He grew it out. He has a lot of hair. And now he's using my Dyson hair dryer. And I don't really know if I like to share, because now he's on my side of the sink.
And all that hair's on your side of the sink.
And all those tiny little gray hairs everywhere. He's like a shedding dog.
Protest.
But I just want to put that in there. I love a Dyson.
I like my pedicures. Don't like manicures so much, but I find pedicures very relaxing. And there's a person in the villages that I've actually found, and I followed him around. It's like doing your hair. It's like anything else. You love that person, and then you got to stick with them. So anyway, I followed him. I was with him for like 5 years, and he moved. Thankfully, I knew where he moved to, so I've been going to him there. So anyway, so I'm thrilled to have my little Charlie. He's my guy. So anyway,
maybe I'll try going to him.
He's amazing.
Let's see. Oh, I need to mention my church and our choir. One of my favorite things. It's we've been in the choir for a long time, so since '09, I think, 10, and it's fun to sing. The people are very, very nice, and the church is good, and that's a big part of our life. So that's one of my favorite things.
And I like my relaxing time, because honestly, even though we're retired, okay, so, and I will say, people have a hard time with this. My brother gives me a hard time. Why are you tired by 8 o'clock at night? And I'm like, if you lived my life, you would be tired too. I run around more at 56 years old than I did when I was 30, because I have more time to do it. So I'm out from 8 in the morning a lot of times, and I'll be running until 4 in the afternoon, come home, we have dinner, and then I'm beat. I watch my Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy like an old person, and I go to bed. And so anyway, but my relaxing time, I definitely treasure that, because I am so busy doing activities and other things that the few hours that I have to just sit on the couch and stare at the TV, is I really do appreciate that.
Yeah. Yep. You need that little bit of downtime.
I don't know how I worked and raised kids
I don't
because
either.
it's amazing. I don't have time to do what I need to do now, let alone if I had to throw a job and kids in there. So anyway, but I appreciate and enjoy my relaxing time.
Well, my oldest daughter asked me, "What do you do all day?" She's like, "What do you do all day?" And I'm like, well, "I don't know. I'm busy." So she'll find out when she retires. Um, One of my favorite things is when family visits.
Mm-hmm.
When you live here and the weather's nice, you're going to have a lot of visitors. We've had a lot of Mark's customers and their wives have come to visit us. The kids come and visit us. My two sisters have come. My brother hasn't yet. I'm talking to you. And Mark's mom, his sister. So it's you get a lot of company, especially when you first move here.
Mm-hmm.
Ours is kind of slowed down a little bit because they all kind of want to see what it's about, and a lot of people are pretty shocked when they get here. What
I kept getting the comments before we moved here. So it's like Del Webb, right? I'm like, no, it's like Del Webb on steroids. It's not close to Del Webb. I mean, it's a retirement community, okay, so that's that parallel, but has a golf course or many, has a restaurant or many. So it's definitely not.
It's kind of fun to have your first time visitor because they're just in awe and they're taking pictures. So you can always see those first time visitors. They've got the camera out taking pictures of every cart that goes by, and that's one of my favorite things. Yeah.
And the last one that I have actually is the square and the music. And so we have 3 squares. So if you're not familiar, we have 3 squares. There is music there 365 days a year from 5 till 9 p.m. Some really good bands, some really good music. There's a lot of dancing. The shacks are open so you can buy cocktails there. But honestly, I will say we don't go to the square a ton. But I think that makes me appreciate it more when we do go, because then we go and I'm like, oh, this is how fun it is. That's right. And we'll sit out there and enjoy a good band. And a lot of times, though, to Jan's point, when people visit, that's a lot of times when we go to the square.
It's when we have visitors. Yeah.
Yeah. My husband doesn't do crowds too well. So, and a lot of times the squares are crowded. So, we don't do that very often, but when I do go, then we're like, yeah, remember? And so when you've been here a while longer, you look at the villages through a different lens, which is fair. You would do that anywhere. But it's nice to kind of go back as a newbie and relive it through your old eyes, because then you're like, that's right. This is part of why we lived here.
Yeah, we take it for granted.
Yeah.
When we get new neighbors in and there's a couple we've met and she is so enthused about the villages. I mean, she has a smile on her face all the time. She loves it and she's just bubbly. And I'm like, gosh, I think we were that way at one point. Because we went up squares all the time. And every once in a while we'll take a cocktail and we back our card up on Spanish to watch people come around the corner, and then they come around this corner, and we watch almost 100 wrecks a night. Almost 100 wrecks. Just because nobody's paying attention. This person's over here, and then this person goes over.
Close.
No, I mean, there could be 100 things. Yeah, the sirens would be going all the time. But we're just like, whoa, whoa, and that can be our entertainment. We listen to the music and we watch the near misses going around the square. And we don't go as much as we used to. We used to go up there all the time, but there's some really good bands that we make a point into going. And I agree that the squares are.
And some people sit and make fun of the people that are dancing. Like, look at those old people. I am saying, like, God love you for being able to be out there at 70, 75, 80 years old and dancing, because I find it amazing. I find it charming. I find it sweet. And
it's exercise.
I think it's amazing. So I hope that at 80 I can still dance, or I'm still on the planet.
Yeah. We can hope for that. But those are some of our favorite things. And if you have a favorite thing, go ahead and put it on there, and we'll share all our favorite things. Yep.
So thanks again for watching.
Like and subscribe.
Enjoy the villages.